Are some gifts of the Spirit more significant than others?
I don't think so. I think they have the same value of encouraging believers and helping us to see God's presence in our midst. Depending on who a person is, they may think one gift is superior to the other, which seemed to be what the Corinthian church thought. And Paul had to write the 2 epistles to the church in Corinth, because the Corinth church was almost like our contemporary church, very spiritual and ignorant at the same time. And so he had to teach them constructively about how to use the gifts, because if you look at Paul's instruction, you get impression that people would stand in front of the congregation and speak in tongues for a long time and go and sit down, or people would bless food and speak in tongues. And without, they were quite an enthusiastic congregation, but very, very enthusiastically ignorant at the same time. So we have to be knowledgeable in these matters. So I don't think any gift is superior to the other.
Help us to understand the concept of spiritual but ignorant as it relates to contemporary times. You compare the Corinthian church with what we are doing today.
The Corinthian church had come from idolatry into Christianity. So there were a lot of practices from their idolatrous background that they had brought into Christianity, in the way they took communion, in the way they preach in the service, in the way the gifts of the Spirit operated. And so there was almost like a mixture between their cultural, spiritual culture and that of the church. And most times the two didn't go together. So they were very eager to operate in the gifts of the Spirit, but they were also very, very ignorant. And so Paul had to tell them concerning the spirituals, or concerning the spiritual gifts, I do not want you to be ignorant. And then he goes on to talk about those gifts that he didn't want them to be ignorant about.